time I dream I catch it. I know how to make it happen, but I want more. Climbing every mountain, keep both eyes on the top, and nothing's gonna tell me to stop. Oh, push me through the fire. All I'm gonna feel is the heat burning underneath of my feet. Ooh, so call me crazy, tell me lies. It won't stop me, watch me rise. No more anchors holding me down. 'Cause all I need is more. One more hour, one more minute, one more chance for me to win it. Yeah, I want more. Every time I dream I catch it. I know how to make it happen, but I want more.
Good afternoon again, everybody. Welcome. If you are just now joining us, shout out to everybody that's in the chat room, man. Let's see who we got joining us today. Charlie, good morning. Emily Swamp, I said good morning. Charlie, good afternoon to you. Emily Swamp. Tiger, what's going on? T Tweety, what's up? Stream Elements, always in the building. Yo, you Pretzel, good evening to you. Meat Cakes 87, Ghost Noir, are we live? Yes, we are live right now. Good afternoon to you. Peace is a verb. What's going on? Mary C, the purple unicorn. What's going on, Mary? Shade Dragon. What's up? Chuck Diesel. Oh, Chuck. What's going on, brother? Good to see you as always. Let's see who else we got here. Gatling Combo. Good morning to you. Good morning. See, it's so difficult not to say good morning. I1T, who used to be in the chat but got their ass kicked out. Deuces to you. D-Deck 76, what's going on? Alonzo Smith, good afternoon. Carly Wynn, what's up? Yeah, here. B, what's going on? B, Birdie Burt, what's up, Birdie? Sean Payne, good afternoon. Lunch break, hot take, what's going on? Hey, man, make sure y'all stay tuned. We got more Like It or Not coming up next. Hey, y'all stay tuned. I might show y'all a little video of what the Halloween costume was from over the weekend. I'm going to get that for y'all, okay? Y'all stay tuned, man. Like it or not, it's about to go down.
It's a sexy smile, looking forward to see you. I hope I won't lose control. Love you every night, no checking the time. Just us loving you all night long. I can let you go, baby, it's the right we already know. And we feel it. I really do, I said the truth, we can't go any road. Need you now. Let's change the clothes, we have a drive. You know how you make me feel alive. Come close to me, I'm obsessed with your different kind of style. Don't you ever leave, step by my side. On my head, cause I don't have much time. I wanna hug you forever.
Anno Domini, what's going on? This is that Jolly Channel. Yes. Well, I'm the Jolly one, should I say?
Yeah, I miss that sexy smile. Looking forward to see you. I hope I will lose control. Love you every night, not checking the time. Just I'm loving you all night long. I miss that sexy smile. Looking forward to see you. I hope I will lose control.
Anno Domini, how you doing? Hey, in the spirit of Halloween and everything that's funny, I got a couple of dad jokes for y'all real quick. I'm going to get these fired off real fast. Don't hate me. Hate the dad jokes page that came up with these. Okay, here we go. Oh, as soon as I get back to it, that's me. I don't want to see me. Boom, here we go. I hate my job. All I do is crush cans all day. It's just so depressing. So depressing. So depressing. I crush cans all day. So depressing. Okay, y'all don't get it. I woke up last night to find the ghost of Gloria Gaynor at the foot of my bed. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. So, speaking of my job that I hated so much, I just got fired. Yeah, on the air as it's happened. Okay, as a severance, my company gave me a bag of used coffee. They said it was grounds for termination. Coffee grounds for termination. Okay, one more. I promise. I already got one more. What kind of streets do ghosts haunt? What kind of streets do ghosts haunt? Dead ends. Dead ends. Like it or not, it's about to go down, man. Good afternoon to everybody. Shade Dragon, I like that one. Boulevards. Boulevards, no? Like it or not, man, y'all stay tuned. Y'all better get me off this thing before somebody come and get me.
Can't find the words, no, I can't seem to find. But I'm really trying again. Read and write and take your time and choose. Whether we dip or yellow, whether we dip or shallow. Please me now, cause we're about to lose. Whether we bite or hello, whether we step or jello. I got room and make amends, but can't go through the same regrets. It could feel so good on mine. Love by love, again. And I know you deserve this.
Oh man, don't forget, what is that? November 5th, next week, major day. Let me stop the music for this one. I had to do a full stop. Next week, y'all, our democracy is at stake. Next week, y'all make sure y'all take y'all souls to the polls. Souls to the polls and vote. Vote. This is an important election. Project 2025. Need I say more? They call them Puerto Rico and Island of the Trash. They talking about black people and carving watermelons. Do we need to say more? Y'all get y'all ass out there and vote, man. November 5th. And if you're in the Georgia area as well, too, make sure that y'all come see me. I will be DJing and spinning at the polls, man. Then y'all have a good time and encouraging everybody out there to vote. What I need y'all to do right now, if you right now who are watching this show, you sitting on the couch, you're wasting your life away. No, that's the commercial. Y'all remember the commercial? Okay, yeah. Anywho, I need you to text 5 people, hey, make sure that you got a plan to go vote. Tell those people to tell 5 more people to make sure they go vote. It doesn't matter who you're voting for. Yes, it doesn't matter who you're voting for, but as long as you go out there and you get your voice heard, man, go vote next week. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to do the damn thing. Like it or not, it's about to go down. If you have not already, share, like, subscribe, all of the other good stuff. Patreon.com/like it or not. David, roll that dang on intro. Good afternoon, y'all.
Here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like It or Not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, trying to find the meaning of life. While the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good Hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. I do what I do for you. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
That thing say, ficky, ficky.
What happened right there?
That was David 3 Mix.
David.
Oh, he said, ficky.
David, and was he trying to take out the I got it.
Uh-huh.
Now, David, I know, baby, music may not be your ministry. You may know great music, but mixing music may not be your ministry. I know you healing. I know you healing right now. But I'll give you that. You did what we've been waiting for Bubba to do. And you tried, because I've been screaming to the mountaintops about that. And so David was like, something had to be done. Rebecca, God. I hear you and I thank you. Music may not be your ministry, but I thank you.
He said, "Man, like it or not."
And so that tells us, what does that tell us, audience? Bubba has to do what? Fix it. Amen. And we'll be waiting on that.
Only Jesus can fix that, child.
We'll be. It's all right, because you're the music minister. You're in the music ministry on the show, so we gonna need our good brother Bubba to fix it. But we thank you. We thank you, our white brother.
Oh, God,
for trying your best.
I appreciate it, though.
Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
All right, y'all. Listen, we have a lot to cover. I know it is a Wednesday. Me over here thinking it's a Thursday, but It is a Wednesday. And we wanted to make sure we check in, because we are right on the brink. We're right on the neck. We're right there. We're right there, close to the finish line when it comes to who is going to be the president of these here United States of America. And we're just a few days away. We're talking about next Tuesday, November 5th. That's when we make that decision. So I don't know who you're voting for, how you're voting for, but I want to dead the conversation of let's just hold the vote, all that stuff here in this house at Like It or Not. We're going to vote, and we are going to vote the right way. And I ain't talking about the right conservative, but I am saying that I really want you to understand, and I'm specifically speaking to the minority groups, specifically the Black people. Let's take an understanding. Let's get a listening here. I actually wanted to play a video, and I know that this wasn't a part of it, but I'm going to go grab it really quickly while I'm talking to y'all. we have a lot of people who came before us who didn't know what it was going to look like, and they fought for this opportunity for us to have the right to vote. I may not be American by bloodline as far as, you know, my family members, because I'm a product of immigrants. I'm first generation, so everybody else in my family lives in or comes from Haiti. And so with that being said, I understand the fight and the plight of rebelling and a revolutionary revolt to get you freedom. And we weren't free. Black people were not free in America with their right, for so many reasons, but particularly with their right to vote and have a say in how this country is led and what opportunities are given to them, because it automatically started with exclusion for Black people. So being on the right side of it as far as exercising your vote, with all of the suppression that comes with it, fighting for your place, fighting for your voice to be heard, whether or not it turns out that it may not be in our favor or whatever, we still got to keep on going, because there was somebody who kept going for us. Beaten, bruised, jailed, water hoses, even at a point where it wasn't too long ago. People want to say it was, but in the 60s, right? Mid to late 60s, people were still paying just that far away, but not far away. We can still touch it, because there are people who are still living right now who had to pay. Who had to pay for voting. And I'm talking about that was just in the 60s. Okay. So I'm going to grab a video right now, and I'm going to share it in the text message. Our beloved David, I know you might be working a little slower, and I'm patient with you right now because you are healing. For those who don't know, our producer David is recovering from injuries of a motorcycle accident. So he's working with us because he knows how important that these shows upcoming to the election, and even after the election, will be. And he made sure he showed up for us today. So shout out to David.
What up, David?
DKG87 on Cash App if you want to help support. But I say that to say, you know, with all the Black people who I've seen in conversation, family members, friends alike, who are saying that they aren't going to vote because they don't trust or whatever. Some of it built and draped in full misogyny because she's a woman. I need, or if you can just play the video straight from Instagram, David. If you can just go to the Instagram page. However, I need you guys to understand, I want you guys to know your right, your purpose. If it wasn't from the Haitian people who decided to revolt for us Haitians, that faithful day in 1804, who decided to stand up and say, we will not be enslaved anymore. The first revolution that led to so many others, that basically was the blueprint. Haitians were the first Black country, right, to get that done. We cannot exclude the people here in America who fought for that. Fannie Lou Hamer. We got other people like that paved the way as well, like Shirley Chisholm, who decided as a Black woman to have the audacity to go and even run for president as a Black woman. So we're seeing history do this. And Kamala couldn't stand in place if it wasn't for people like Shirley Chisholm, or if it wasn't people like Fannie Lou Hamer, who was jailed, beat, bruised, all of that, just to speak for our right to vote. Martin Luther King, who went from city to city, who was assassinated because he was pushing for us to have these types of rights. There's an understanding that we have this opportunity because somebody said that it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but because of what I'm doing right now, it's going to be for one generation, that may be 10 generations from the day that I do this thing. There's going to be a change. There's going to be a change. If we decide I'm going to sit this one out because I'm just not feeling it, the vibes aren't right. She's a woman. She says she's Black. She's not Black. We almost hand our vote over to the other side. That is Nazi. That is fascist, racist. That is disruptive. That takes marginalized groups and puts them out of any type of care. That removes the covering that we fought for when it comes to any type of rights towards marginalized groups. We cannot stand for that. We can't stand for that. So please, Exercise your right to vote. Check the text because I want you guys to hear from a woman who remembers voting. I'm talking about David. Check the text, beloved. I want you guys to hear from the mouth of a woman who talked about her experience in voting in the 1960s and how she had to pay. But the people who were in that time were fighting. And what did I send it to the look? Did I send it to the right text group? I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I sent it to people who don't even deserve. Here we go. Let's do this right up in here. And I apologize. All right, we're gonna do this again.
There you go.
There it goes. We're there. We're there. I sent it to a group chat that doesn't need that I had to fight about this earlier with today.
Oh Lord.
The family group chat, and I had to get them together about hello. It's me again. And your right to vote. Listen to how this lady tells us about her right to vote. Yeah. Shout out to Power 104.7 for reposting this.
This is when we had to pay poll tax. You had to choose between feeding your family, voting. You only made $2 a week because you didn't have jobs that we have today. Okay. So a lot of us didn't vote because that was voter suppression. We decided to feed our family. What do? Vote or feed your family.
And what year was this, ma'am?
1960.
And this is yours.
This is my original.
Wow.
I have the original.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Play it from the beginning one more time.
The poll tax is sitting from 1960. This is when we had to pay poll tax. You had to choose between feeding your family, voting. You only made $2 a week because you didn't have jobs that we have today. Okay. So a lot of us didn't vote because that was voter suppression. We decided to feed our family. What do? Vote or feed your family.
And what year was this, ma'am?
1960.
And you?
Yes. That was 1960. This is a poll tax that they gave Black Americans, and they made them pay for their opportunity or their reason or the option for them to vote. And see, like she was saying, some people weren't able to because of the jobs they were having. So the amount that it took to vote was almost similar to the amount that they were getting paid. So they had to choose between feeding their family and also voting. So voter suppression is what she said, which is not a word which is not a term that is not valid today, because even in Atlanta, we understand voter suppression. We've had congressional people on the show, congresswomen on the show, state senators on the show, people who, all types of leaders from Atlanta, from Florida. We had so many from around the nation on our platform who literally had the conversation about, or we're talking about actively in that time, just in 2020, fighting for the voter suppression right here in Atlanta. So understanding that this wasn't too long ago where they were paying for this. We played videos on this channel where in Florida, they were going after telling former felons that they had the right to vote, that they could vote, telling them that they could vote. They went and arrested them, mostly Black people who have been free for over a decade, had to start a new life, put them back in handcuffs to put fear into them about voting. Voter suppression is real. Here in Atlanta, for addresses that were above businesses, we know that we have a lot of those in Midtown, Buckhead, different areas like that towards the city, in the city, where people have addresses above businesses, homes, apartments above businesses. And they were sending out mail to them telling them that their addresses were not valid because it was above businesses. They were taking away the option to provide water and food and the lines, knowing that people were coming from work to stand in these lines or coming in early for areas that were overpopulated or have a lot of people there that were going to vote. And they weren't providing them with water or food. They were taking away voting poll places that were near some people's homes and making them further so that they couldn't go vote or wouldn't be motivated to head out to go vote. Voter suppression comes in many forms these days, but it's still a thing. So when it comes to the conversation about voting, we cannot act like this is just something we can sit out or vote third party on October 29th, 2024. I'm telling you right now, third party is not the way, because third party hasn't won and got ever. EVER. They have not won. And right now, there's no platform that is actually conducive for anything. We know that it's either going to be Republican or Democratic. We have to call a thing a thing. We do. And before we get to reasons why, clips from Sunday's Donald Trump rally, I want to actually show you just an example of a mess third party is right now. And I say that because the Green Party is the more popular part of the third party when it comes to voting. Jill Stein and Butch Ware, who we never heard of before until now. And this is who they thought would be a great representation for singing the national anthem. But I want you guys to listen to this, watch it. For our listening audience, please listen. This is how it started. So this told you what we were going to get anyway. Take a listen to the free and I think free liberal party presidential debate. I want to say that's the name, but let's take a listen.
Can I go back? Can I go back, please? I got too nervous. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star spangled banner for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fergie, you are forgiven, Fergie.
No, at the
Fergie,
end,
you are forgiven.
Listen, at the end, it's her looking for where to go. And then it was
But
the man
anyway.
what she said. I effed it up. I effed it up. He said, we're live. Y'all, this tells us why y'all want to vote third party. They didn't even, and let me tell you guys, I looked for this lady when I woke up in the morning, and I looked to see if this was real. People don't really watch, and it's called the Free and Equal Presidential Debate, and that's the third party groups, including the Green Party. And the only reason why I mentioned the Green Party, because everybody's like, it's not the Green Party debate, pretty much because nobody else really knows about the other third parties. More so, the most popular party is the Green Party. So I say this to say, this is literally what set the tone for what it is, what they're doing. Like, there's no reason right now for us to even have these discussions. Even Jill Stein herself said that they're afraid because they're winning. That's a lie. We can't give energy to this. But I looked for this lady, and I know this has nothing to do with nothing, but I want you to know, I want you to understand how much they don't give a damn. And they need to go ahead and do a reformation there as well. But they looked for, I looked for this lady. Her name is Loomis. I looked for her, found a video of her in 2015 where she was a white woman singing and just had like a little bit of soul in her voice, but a white woman. And then I went on to look for her some more, only to find that some page that she had on Twitter said that she was Sicilian. So you are a white woman, and you are cosplaying as a black woman. I only say cosplaying because I went to her Instagram, and here's how she's like giving it up. She's like, yeah, y'all. So anyways, what's the, it's so good. Is it long nails, all of that, baby hairs. She's cosplaying as a black woman. So they thought they were bringing somebody ambiguous to, because Jill Stein said that, we know we made it because we, and I'm loosely, interpreting what she said, but she said something along the lines of this. We basically know we made it as as the Green Party, and the world knows that because we were on the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club cannot be your basis for everything.
Child, at all.
For saving the America. It can't be your basis for saying that because you got on the Breakfast Club, you're speaking to the black people. The Breakfast Club is not the bar because that is low. Just like in these elections, Donald Trump is low.
It's just like the Catch Me Outside chick. That's what this is like.
This is and I think her history is before she began to cosplay. I think she was a songwriter because again, I went down a rabbit hole. She was a songwriter who I think is Grammy Award winning, but she decided when she wanted to come to the forefront to cosplay. So here we go. You're cosplaying as a black woman. Now it's problematic to me. Now I see why you messed up, and this should tell us everything we need to know about how this debate went. Period. So I posted that on TikTok, and it got over 8 million views. Mind you, all my other videos get like 2,000, whatever. That got 8 million views because people didn't even know that there was anything called the Free and Equal or Green Party or anything that represented the Green Party or whatever presidential debate. They didn't know. That was not an SNL skit. America, we got to take it seriously. We're not just trying to win over black people. We're not just trying to win over this party. We're not just trying to win over. We are a people that needs actual guidance, leadership, not dictatorship. As we seen on Sunday, because and if you can, I want you to just I didn't send you any clip of this, but in the meantime, we're gonna play some clips from, and I found a page that actually merged some clips from Donald Trump's rally. But we're gonna play some clips from Donald Trump's rally. But David, if you can, grab some things also for juxtaposition purposes for from the rally on Saturday from. I believe it was Saturday from Kamala Harris. Friday from Kamala Harris. Just juxtaposition, right? So right now, I want you guys to take a look at the mess, dictatorship, racism, KKK rally, white nationalist party, a whistleblowing situation. We have to look at everything that was said here. I don't care if it was said by a comedian or such and such or who and that and this. But we got to look at this and we got to take everything seriously and look at it as a threat. But I want you guys to take a listen or get the vibes of what happened in about 60 seconds. And this is not all of it, but it's just about a 60-second clip of what Donald Trump's racist KKK rally looked like.
Nazi rally. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's okay. Wrong file type. We're gonna get a bit. Give us a minute. And while we take this minute, Bubba, what did you gather from Sunday's rally with Donald Trump?
Child, from the clips that I saw, what I gathered was there were a lot of people. I'm not going to say that I used to support, but a lot of people I won't say a lot, a few people that were on a lot of mainstream things that were with other people that support Kamala. But it's just like, oh, y'all supporting Trump now? Yeah, now y'all know who I'm talking about. Dr. Phil. I lost so much respect for Dr. Phil over the weekend. Jesus Christ.
So for those who didn't watch, Dr. Phil actually spoke. And I don't know if he's a part of the clips. I don't think he's a part of the clips, but Dr. Phil actually spoke, and he added to Dr. Phil. Yes, that Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. Oprah's Dr. Phil.
Oprah's Dr. Phil, the one with the show where the girl who Catch Me Outside came from. That Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil actually was a speaker at Donald Trump's rally. And in the rally, he was saying he remembers when America was free or whatever. And he said when there was no DEI. Oh, so you're one of those.
He so came out all out of his damn mouth, y'all. Serious.
So that's what we saw. Hold on here. You said the clip has no audio. Jesus Christ. Give me a second here.
Christ on the cross. You remember that?
I know. Christ on the cross. Jesus Christ. Mind you, this weekend I actually was at a conference. I found the Lord again. I was at a conference. It was amazing. Acts 2:42. Shouts out to Megan Ashley and Jackie Hill Perry and the DMX pastor. I call him a DMX pastor. But shout out to them. But I'm going to find this clip. We have to play it because there we go. I think we got it. Let's take a listen. I think he's trying to. You trying to show me it ain't working? All right, 1 second here.
Rebecca, you want me to see if I can email it to David? David muted me. Oh, okay. Yeah, no audio. Hold on, David.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'll go ahead and send it this way. But I'm going to tell you guys as we grab some clips from that, because I really want you guys to see it. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of people are out and they're saying that, and I'm sending it to you too through email. Try it this way, David. But a lot of people are saying that this rally didn't prove anything to them. Although in this rally, he had speakers talk about he had a comedian, right? And I would get the comedian name, but it's not important for me. But there was a comedian that was a part of the rally who made jokes about Black people carving out watermelons. That's all we do. We carve watermelons.
Yeah, right.
And then he had another joke where he added that something about immigrants coming to this country and all we do is come. Like he was saying that I think Mexicans have a lot of kids. All they do is come in each other the same way they come into this country. Very vulgar, disgusting, predatory. And then we also had a comment about Puerto Ricans who these dummies don't understand that are actually Americans. But American citizens at that. So he said that Puerto Rico is floating garbage, a floating island of garbage. And for me, how can anybody watch what happened at that rally and turn a blind eye to the fact that all of this is disrespect, racism, Nazi rhetoric, that it is something that Donald Trump wanted to come from the mouth of somebody else, but it's really reiterating what Donald Trump has already said. Let's not forget when the storms happened a few years back and it hit Puerto Rico, Donald Trump appeared there as president of the United States. And what did he do? He threw the paper towels as if he was trying to make a bucket on the basketball court. And he did a photo op and he left. These are people that were in need of help, people that were in need of food, lights, people that were in need of shelter. And that's what the president of the United States did. Let's take a listen. Here are some clips from the rally.
They love making babies too. Just know that. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside just like they did to our country.
The fucking illegals, they get whatever they want.
There's literally
viewer discretion
island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
You see, I put my MAGA jacket to trigger Hillary Clinton.
She is some sick bastard, that Hillary Clinton, huh? What a sick son of a bitch.
She is the Antichrist. We need to slaughter this other people.
All right. Heck yeah. It's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
I love you, Donald. God bless America. And God bless the United States of America. Now go do it! USA! USA!
Who is
USA!
that?
USA!
If that didn't scare you, because I mean, people would think also that was a skit. You thought that the woman singing the national anthem was a skit. Y'all would think that's a skit. Some people were saying, oh, it's just a joke, which is going to be the theme of this episode right now. Oh, it's just a joke. Y'all can't take a joke. Why can't I tell a joke? Why can't I tell a racist joke? Why can't I say these things? That's because a lot of these things that they're joking about has come out of Donald Trump's mouth or his peers' mouth, not as a joke. So even sending somebody to make these type of comments as a joke, for us to overlook it, for us to laugh at it as a nation, no, not in this climate, not under Donald Trump. We're not going to sit here and act like, because again, the conversations that I have been seeing online have literally been trying to give Donald Trump a pass. It's just a joke, guys. We got to look at it. We gotta make sure that we don't make it sensitive like this. Not Dr. Phil, because we're gonna get to him too. But Donald Trump didn't. It's not that bad. Like, we gotta make sure that we're not being so sensitive to this, because now we're taking the politics away from it. We're taking the politics away from what? This is part of the politics. This is part of Donald Trump's politics. He doesn't like Puerto Rico. He doesn't like immigrants. He thinks black people are good for nothing. So to make a joke where black people are, this comedian saying this lets us know where his mind is in this climate.
Is that Hulk Hogan?
It is. And let's not forget, Hulk Hogan in the previous, at the RNC, at the Republican National Convention, Hulk Hogan had blessed these people, blessed these cult members, blessed Trump supporters as Trumpites. I know y'all may think it's nothing, but you gotta understand this is a cult of people, and to name them and then also push out, have other speakers right after that talk about a war is coming, and especially if Donald Trump doesn't win, now we have a whole bunch of Trumpites who are willing, and I talked about this with Olay earlier today, to scale a wall in the name of Donald Trump. Not any wall, the wall of the Capitol, to remove emergency buttons from your leaders, from our respected leaders, Congress people, senators, to remove emergency buttons from underneath their desk, to take Nancy Pelosi's laptop and what, defecate on her desk in the name of Donald Trump. When Donald Trump first won, we were removing racist monuments, and the people decided to go out because the removal of racist monuments were happening under Donald Trump's first few months of presidency. Head out with tiki torches in the name of whiteness, white power. Klansmen were out there against Black Lives Matter at that time because they thought everything was because of Black Lives Matter. And they held tiki torches in the name of just being white nationalism. People were afraid. And this is why we have to understand the importance that this is not about the lesser of two evils. We don't have the lesser of two evils. Somebody is trying to lead this country. Somebody is trying to dictate. Somebody is trying to whitewash. Somebody is threatening genocide. People are like, oh, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. In so many ways, he did. Donald Trump's rhetoric today would hold up at a Nazi rally. Speaking of a Nazi rally, in 1939, Madison Square Garden, a Nazi rally was held. Madison Square Garden, a Nazi rally was held. In 1939. I sound like Dr. Umar. A Nazi rally in 1939 was held at Madison Square Garden. On Sunday, Donald Trump in Madison Square Garden held what we can say had a very large likeness to a Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden. It ain't because he's from New York. We know New York don't even vote that way. However, he made sure to go and listen. The greatest have been here, including a Nazi leader. I want to dictate. His whole policies have changed from when he was running before. All the lies and stuff he used to say, holding the Bible upside down. Now he's pulling up to the church and saying, I'm not a believer. I'm not even Christian. But what I can do for you, barter with the evangelists, white ones, and we know how racist they are. Even in the church for years, we go back. Garrison did a very good piece on it. Y'all need to check it out. Where Garrison himself talked about how this type of politics that is anti-Black has been something that has been talked about in the white evangelist church for so long. Schools, these little theology schools and Christian schools that are built up from those preachers from long ago, they teach this type of ideas, this type of ideology. So we can't look the other way. We have to be honest. We have to be real with it. Let's take a look at this clip that I think it's from back at that rally, and it tells us a little bit about it. Let's take a listen.
Did you know that there was a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden where 20,000 New Yorkers gathered to celebrate the rise of Nazism? The marquee outside the theater says pro-America rally. That's how it was sold. And when you get inside, there are American flags everywhere. They say the Pledge of Allegiance and sing the Star-Spangled Banner. And there's a 30-foot portrait of George Washington, but he has swastikas on either side. It seemed like something that, if it were true, everybody would know about. It would be a common part of American history. But I was wrong, and a number of archives had pieces of footage from the night, but nobody had pulled it all together. And when I sat down and started looking through, I was just stunned. I was shocked and appalled and confused. The juxtaposition of Nazi imagery and ideology with the icons of American patriotism are really disorienting. It's super dramatic. It was filmed in a way that was intended probably to be used for propaganda purposes. So it has a very dramatic feel, but it's very dark and it's weirdly familiar. The anti-Semitism and fascism,
of course,
were embraced by an unsettlingly large number of people. And you know that if 20,000 people show up for a rally, that there's many times that who support the ideology.
Absolutely. We'll break right here.
By the
So yes, the rally was organized by the German, I think, American Bud. It was like a company or a organization, and they held the rally, and it was huge. So a Nazi rally being held there is on par for Donald Trump. But I want you guys, and I dropped it in the messaging. So can you grab that as well, David? But I want you guys to see it. So now we know, and the reason why I'm breaking, follow me. The reason why I'm breaking this down for you is for everybody who's like, don't compare it to Nazi. If we're saying it's Nazi, how? Why? This is why. Now let's take a look at it from the perspective of the white evangelical, right? The people from the church, where they say that we can't. A lot of time I grew up hearing we can't mix politics and religion, but the truth is we always have. I mean, we've been fanning ourselves off with Barack Obama for the last, God knows what, 15 years, 10 years. We've been fanning ourselves off with Barack Obama fans in the church because we knew Martin Luther King was a reverend. Martin Luther King Jr. was a reverend. All of our favorites were tied to religion in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why people are trying to use that as well. But we'll take a look. Thank you so much, David, at how this actually connects to evil. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a look at how white churches have actually been a part of why racism is so heavy when it comes to politics and church. Let's take a listen.
To hold the vote until we get something. It's time to hold the vote until we get something. Anybody telling you that you gotta vote, be skeptical.
I want you to spot the difference between the way that right-wing conservatives are talking about voting and the way that people allegedly interested in progress are talking about voting. Every election cycle, someone insists that Black folks, for one reason or another, should not vote.
Hold the vote until we get something.
But have you ever noticed that conservative white people are rarely, maybe even never told that they should be withholding their vote? In fact, this is what white Christian nationalists have been saying to each other in plain sight for decades.
They want everybody to vote. I don't want everybody to vote.
That's Paul Weyrich back in 1980.
Elections are not won by a majority of people. They never have been from the beginning of our country, and they are not now.
He's a godfather in the modern conservative movement, and he co-founded the Heritage Foundation. Yes, the folks who have been producing the document known as Project 2025 for the last 40 plus years.
As a matter of fact, our leverage in the elections, quite candidly, goes up as the voting populace goes down.
What they know is that their vision for America is profoundly unpopular. And as such, it hinges entirely on people like you not showing up to vote.
Thank you, Garrison.
It's time to hold the
Love
vote
Garrison.
until we get
Enid
something.
had the opportunity to work alongside him a few times, but not only is this telling you about the reason why they don't want us to vote, also how the evangelicals, the godfather of the white evangelism, who is also responsible for the Project 2025 years down the line. So now let's go back to me saying, while our ancestors were fighting for us, them white folks, them white ancestors were doing what they needed to do for Project 2025 to be what it is today, to provide platforms, money, financial stuff for Project 2025 to be what it is today. Things in Project 2025 have already come to fruition, and Donald Trump isn't even president yet. They've already been working on these things, taking away women's rights, blaming things on trans folks, and finding ways to remove rights for them. So, and that's only a little bit of what I'm talking about. There's so many things that they want to do. Donald Trump stands on a podium almost every week, a few times, and tells us what he is going to take away. Giving immunity to police officers? Imagine that. Your family member, friend, cousin, brother, sister, mother gets shot down, and we know that it was because of race or something, and they have immunity. That's what you want your president to do for you. I had somebody in my inbox who sent me a soliloquy that I didn't read through, but I got a little gist of it, where they were cursing me out because I reposted that video that I played with the clips from the Donald Trump rally. And they were basically cursing me out in a way, with using less curse words, but saying, don't be stupid reposting that when you don't even know anything. I met a Haitian boy who is suffering in the immigration system and this and that and that. Meanwhile, I'm Haitian. People like to talk to the expert or the person who is living the situation or is tied to it or close to it and tell you about it. But the way that I blocked that person, where they would never be able to come at me ever again like that, I've seen a lot of people whom I love, but right now is a really tender time. And I've seen a lot of people who I love and respect ride the fence in what I know to be unrealized misogyny, or how they think they're moving and saying, you know what, well, some people are saying she didn't speak about Palestinians the way I wanted to, or she didn't speak about this, which are all valid reasons. But to hold your vote because of that, and to vote for the person who literally is okay and is partnered with people who went over to Palestine, Israel, wrote to finish the job, right? Nikki Haley, to finish the job on one of the missiles. You want that to be our leadership? People who are connected to that in some way, shape, or form, or represent that party? I don't care if they're denouncing him last minute. Y'all gotta be better than this. We gotta think harder than this. I'm not pushing you or swaying you in which way to vote, but I'm telling you to be for real. I'm telling you to be for real. Now, I want to play Dr. Phil's clip, and then we're going to take a listen about Donald Trump's comments about Kamala Harris's rally where Beyonce showed up.
Ciao.
So let's take a listen at Dr. Phil's clips, and we'll go into the conversations about celebrities and how they switch so quick to be on the opposite side or be on the bad side of things. Let's take a listen.
Oh, hold on. I think Rebecca, is that the one that you put in the chat? I mean, and
oh yeah, I did. I put it in the text message. Sorry.
Wait, no, you did the.
No, I didn't. No,
that
I
was
didn't.
Garrison.
I'm putting them in my mind. I'm tired, and I'm putting them in my mind. I put it in this chat. Actually, I put it in this text chat, and I'll drop it again. I put it in this chat that we're in right now, and I apologize, guys. We are live and we are going, and
like it's y'all gotta understand how much has been going on the past.
So much has been going
week.
on, and I need to walk y'all through it because for the people who missed it, I don't want you to miss the thing. I need to walk y'all through it. I need to understand what we're going up against. We are literally at the end, almost towards the finish line. And I want y'all to understand when I'm telling you why you should vote this way, it's not just because I want to sway you a type of way. I want you to know that these are facts. I'm not making this up. This is actual footage of what happened. These are actual words of what this man said.
Coming out of their mouth.
Yes. If you don't want to look at this rally, you can look at previous things. You can even look at his presidency from years ago. And his rhetoric may have been a little softer then, but he was still saying these things. Y'all can't tell me y'all look at January 6th in 2020 and tell me that was okay. 2021. And that was okay. It's dangerous. If they can do that to our representatives who are supposed to be secured, if they can break into their offices, what can they do to us on the streets if Kamala Harris wins? Let's take a listen.
You hear me talking about this, they're going to say, well, now, wait a minute, come on. Isn't Trump a bully? And let me tell you why the answer to that question is no.
Why?
Because to be a bully, there has to be an imbalance of power. And when there's not, it's just called a debate. And he's just better at it than anybody else. Tell you what the critics are going to say when they hear me talking about this. They're going to say, well, now, wait a minute, come on. Isn't Trump a bully?
I know what he said there.
Let me tell you why the answer to that question is no. Because to be a bully, there has to be an imbalance of power.
About him being a bully. Pause it. Mind you, this man also talked about DEI. When any white man mentions DEI and he's on the side of Donald Trump, DEI, they associate with blackness. They don't want anything DEI. Diversity and inclusion. They don't want anything DEI. Diversity, equity, equality, and inclusion. They don't want it. That means to include black people. That means to stop being racist. That means to stop the pay gaps and to stop the so much. I have so much to say about that because I it's like to not be racist. It's simple. Dr. Phil, what the hell did you have to say? Because he got into his hotel room saying that this ain't a thing. Basically, that he got something to say about it. Nobody wants to hear it. I was on Letterhack the other day with Letterhack, Matt on his show, and absolutely not. We don't want to hear what you got to say. You stood up there and you represented hate. You represented division. And then you tried to break it down to people the way that Dr. Umar does for the black people, because you are a doctor and you tried to manipulate mentally people who are not going to do the research because they are so set on voting for Donald Trump or tying themselves to the hate or tying themselves to the party, tying themselves to being conservative because down the line of their family, that's how they did it. Tying themselves to red because that's what they represent. That's full on American for them. So you told these people that by definition, Donald Trump isn't a bully because you had to be balanced, right? And then you stated it was just a debate and he's better at it. They say these things and do not provide any actual facts.
None.
And if they do, it's inflated and it's a lie, a full out lie. Stuff that has been debunked. But many people who want to be on the side of opposition will choose to stay in the dark and not know so they can continue to push misinformation, continue to side with division. Absolutely not. Let's take a listen to what Donald Trump said about Kamala Harris's rally. And if we have some clips from the Kamala Harris rally, we'll play that just for you guys to take a look at the stark difference of the rallies.
and while David's pulling that, one thing I want to know is like, what's Oprah saying at this point about Dr. Phil?
So let's
And
talk about that. Go ahead.
I was about to say, is she like, okay, she probably already knew. Hands down, she probably already knew. But just like seeing him come up there, and I wish we had the other clip, like you said, about the DEI stuff, because I'm just like, that does affect Oprah in a certain type of way, because now it's just like, oh, okay, so you're doing my show for the money, for the grift. Okay, what's going on?
So I don't want to put it on Oprah. Do I not like Oprah sometimes and how she presents in this space? Yeah. However, I'm not going to put it on Oprah, and I'll tell you why. Oprah provided opportunity for these people, not because of what they represented. I don't think Oprah knew that over 10 years down the line, Dr. Phil was going to do this flip, or Dr. Oz was going to do this flip. Did we know that Kanye West was going to do that flip? Did we know that 50 Cent would side with who we would side with? Did we know that Snoop Dogg would make comments that almost sided with, not almost, but that sided with Donald Trump? Did we know that Sexy Red, who wasn't a part of my crew, but Generation Z, was going to go out here and sit on a white podcast and speak to a white man and talk about that Donald Trump gave her money and Donald Trump is funny and people don't understand him? Nobody knew these things. These people get out there and they grift like we see Anna Kasparian doing every day on Twitter.
Hello.
The grifts are major. Candace Owens, she grifted early. Somebody who used to be a part of the left went to the right. I don't think there's no issue with criticisms on the left or criticism about your leader. Naturally, we always are going to have that. Are you going to side with everything your leader says? Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. My preacher every day. Do I like everything he says? Sometimes I don't. Do I still show up for church? I do. That job y'all got. Do you like how they run that ship? I said ship with the P. Do you like it? Absolutely not. But does it pay your bills for now? Absolutely it does. Are you leaving it? No. Because it supports you. Donald Trump will not support you. Can we hold Kamala Harris accountable when she is seated? That is the goal. Absolutely. We cannot do what we did before and just take the time to just breathe when the person is seated because we didn't have the opposition. No, the work does not stop. So it's on you. It's on you to continue to push for our leaders to do better. Right now, we're creating a brand new blueprint because for years we have been doing it wrong. Okay, let's take a listen to Donald Trump and his comments about Kamala Harris's rally.
You know, last night my opponent had one of these, and they bust in people, but you know, they got Beyonce, and Beyonce, you know, Beyonce. They got Beyonce. So Beyonce went up, spoke for a couple of minutes, and then left, and the place went crazy. They booed the hell out of everybody. They thought she was going to perform. Now, I would have no interest in that, but they said, and what happened is my opponent got up and started speaking. They booed the hell out of her. It's crazy. So they have to use people to get people to come, and then they send buses. We don't send buses. Everybody comes. We're just going to make America great again. It's very simple. I thought I'd tell you that little story because you'll never hear it from the fake news.
And of course, they weren't booing her. Yeah. They were booing what she's talking about something she said about Donald Trump. Yeah. I watched the whole thing while I was DJing an event, had the AirPod in my ear and watching the whole time. And the crowd was thrilled.
You know how to multitask
like a mug, girl. When I say like a mug, because Beyonce was there. What? And Beyonce and Kelly, I wish I would have got that. Now that's the clips I should have got. Beyonce got up there and actually said some real stuff. She's like, I'm not coming to you as a celebrity. I'm coming to you as a mother who is worried about her children. See, thank you. I have be on it already. Mm-hmm. But it was an amazing speech, and I'm glad I had a chance to hear it. But the crowd was enthused. When I tell you it was packed, I'm just very excited about this campaign, y'all. November 5th, Tuesday. Just need to come on. And I'm anxious, overly anxious. It is killing me.
So am I. Let's take a listen just to a little bit about the Beyonce's portion at the campaign rally.
Yeah.
Kelly did speak as well. I don't want to only play Beyonce because her group mate from Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland, and her sister Fran also spoke as well. So while we play this, I'll grab the Kelly Rowland one. And I'm not doing this for a celebrity. I want you guys to hear just a stark difference between the people that Donald Trump had as his rally, which was a lot of celebrity wrestlers and comedians and all of this. And here we are upset that in Texas, a city where Beyonce is from, where she spoke. This time she didn't just say, hey, I want put on the hat and vote for Beto or vote for such and such. She came actually with words. So let's take a listen to that.
We need you. It's time to sing a new song. A song that began 248 years ago. The old notes of downfall, discord, despair no longer resonate. Our generations of loved ones before us are whispering a prophecy, a quest, a calling, an anthem. Our moment right now, it's time for America to sing a new song. Our voices sing a chorus of unity. They sing a song of dignity and opportunity. Are y'all ready to add your voice to the new? So let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a big, loud Texas welcome to the next president of the United States.
So this is the part where she introduced. Go to the beginning. David, scroll to the beginning. I know you scrolled to the end, which is like a 5-minute thing, but scroll some to the beginning. Let's get a little bit of her intro.
We are so happy to be standing here on this stage as proud country, Texas women. A woman who's been pushing for what this country really needs right now. Unity. It's impossible not to feel the energy in this room. The community with the humanity. We are at the precipice of an incredible shift, the brink of history. I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. About the world, my children and all of our children.
You can stop right there. So,
and let me say something, Rebecca, as well too. A lot of people are saying that why Beyonce, or asking like why was she there or whatnot. I think stuff like this is good because what you have to understand is me being a car-toting member of the Beehive, okay, specifically, what happens is you have the audience members that are there at the rally, but then what happens when there's a buzz generated online, you start getting millions and millions of views. There were at least 2 or 3 channels or streams where there were at least 3 million people watching on each stream for this rally. So that generates buzz for this person, for them to get out to vote. Yeah, it would have been nice for her to sing. We would have loved that. But here it is. You have somebody that's there, okay, boom, that's using their platform and their power to back someone, a candidate running for the United States of America. Yes, and I agree with Chuck, what he said as well, too. You should never vote for a candidate just because your favorite celebrity is voted for them. You should not. You should do your research and find out if this is who you want to vote for. So I'm glad that she did it because it generated a lot of buzz, not only among younger people, but also older people. So it was a shout out, and I'm glad that they did that. And at this rally as well, too, not only was Kelly and Beyonce there, Willie Nelson was there who performed. They had a live DJ. Yeah, country singer. Y'all should know who Willie Nelson is. Come on now. And then a few other people. So it was amazing. The energy of it. Even if Beyonce and Kelly hadn't got on, I'm glad I watched just to be able to experience the amount of energy that everybody was feeling there.
Absolutely. And with that being said, let's take a listen to what Kelly Rowland actually followed up with.
Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome to my Houston family. I am so proud to be here back in Houston with my Mama T and my sister. Welcome to this day, this remarkable, this joyous day. A date.
I love him so much.
A day, a time, a moment with weight and meaning for our country, for our people, and for the world. A moment, Houston, where we grab back the pen from those who are trying to write an American story of division and hatred.
That's Kelly.
A moment when we grab back the pen from those who are trying to write an American story of misogyny and racism. We are grabbing back the pen from those who are trying to write an American story that would deny the right for women to make our own decisions about our bodies.
So we're gonna watch it all.
Houston,
Kelly has something to say.
grabbing back the pen.
Fix the vibe.
We are grabbing back the pen. That pen to forge a new path with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. We are grabbing back the pen to write a new American story, a story of community, of equality, strength, of kindness, and of hope. When I was a little girl and I pledged allegiance to the United States of America.
Kelly, come on.
That meant something to me. That flag meant something to me. And today, that means grabbing that pen and casting my vote, as I already did 2 days ago, for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Baby, made me want to get up and go vote.
Okay, again. Look, Rebecca,
Now,
again.
You've already had a hand in creating destiny.
Pun intended. The children.
So do what you do and do this thing again.
She ate that. I didn't have a chance to hear Kelly's. She ate that.
Okay.
I love you. She ate that.
I told you I was Acts 242 shouts out to the girls because I said,
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't want me to compare because of religion and comments that were made by, long story short, but there were two women who were leading the conference at Acts 242, and then these women were speaking at the same time. And I said, what Beyonce and Kelly did for the world at that time, these two women were doing for me at the church at the time. But this is what I'm saying. They're pouring in. They're actually teaching. There is something that is being said. Kelly specifically, because I didn't get a chance. Again, all of us were watching this at the same time. I seen clips, but I didn't see the full thing. And so I know while y'all were watching, y'all felt that, but that's because it is relatable. She understands. Beyonce said that she understands as a mother. We got to make sure that we're voting for the future of our children. I don't have any kids yet, but I want to make sure that I'm voting and creating a blueprint for leadership that is going to be able to be something my children do not have to suffer with down the line. Kelly is telling you that, hey, what about our bodies as women? Misogyny has been covering this country like nobody's business. These men have been writing away our rights. They get together and they write away our rights. All of this. But here we are. We have the opportunity to change that. To change it. So, now, I want to really go into how people took this moment. And mind you, I am one person who criticized celebrities tapping in at last minute for or endorsing presidential candidates. And Beyonce did that with Beto years and years ago, last minute. I'm talking about hours before, child, and told everybody to vote. But there's a difference in how she showed up here today. She's not showing up just to endorse because it's the city. She's not showing us. She actually says, hey, yo, we got to vote because we're not pushing anything. This is not Diddy, who's rightfully in jail, incarcerated and away from us. going out telling you to hold your vote because he's using his celebrity power. This is not people like we unhashed Dr. Umar, who go on one platform like the Breakfast Club and tell you why Donald Trump wasn't a good person to vote for, but he's still not voting for Kamala Harris, misogyny, and then goes on another platform and tells us that Donald Trump actually won the elections. We're not going for that.
Right.
So there are reasons why. And I want you guys to understand that with this leadership that may not be all the way 100%, we can get somebody the next 4 years as we build up what we have. All we need is something to work with. We're not going to be able to work with anything under Donald Trump. But if we have something to work with, 4 years after Kamala Harris, we're going to have somebody who actually listens to us when we talk about things like Palestine, when we mention immigrants like Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. When we have these type of conversations, that leader will wholeheartedly listen or be a part of that. I also wanted to talk about, they mentioned misogyny. I believe that people are all, all people, but there are many people who aren't voting because of that. And they don't even, my mama, I had to get her together a few months back because the Haitian radio station, My Culture, which is built up on misogyny, was saying that a woman basically can't be president. The one woman that we had, or the woman that we had that was president at a time, I remember she was only in position for like 1 or 2 years. They make sure about that. So the fire that we put under Kamala Harris isn't the same fire that we would put under anybody else that was running. When Joe Biden was running, we only said he was old. I'm talking about when he's running. I'm talking about this right now because he's already president. But right now at the debate, all we had for him was that he was old. Can he handle it? We didn't really carry the Palestine or all this. We didn't put all of that over his head. With Kamala Harris, we're doing that as we should. But she's also running the same way that all the other men before her ran. So she's playing the game that a presidential candidate plays. The game is dirty, is it? Absolutely. I hate it. I hate that our leadership and how it's run here. I hate the corruption. I hate what they got to do to make it. She has to work 17,000.2 times harder than anybody else.
Yep.
In the way she walks, talks, carries herself, presents to the world. Her race. Her accent. Her history. They want to go into who she's dated in the past. This is what they do. So it's been really stressful once again to see what has come since Kamala Harris said she was going to run. Like my camera. It's been really stressful. However, while I fixed my camera, I really wanted people to see how much hate and division has spewed out to the point where our panelists, our analysts, people who are our favorite journalists or whatever are now sitting at tables. It's not only your doctors and your lawyers, it's people who are now sitting at tables who are not afraid to say things that are not only racist, but are dangerous and to push it. What Donald Trump and J.D. Vance did just a month ago, that's still carrying on to Haitian people right now, which right now Puerto Ricans are dealing with in this moment. But what Donald Trump did just a month ago to Haitians is still reeling. People are being attacked, and people that aren't knowing where to go as far as Haitians in this country because of a false narrative that he put out there that Haitians were eating pets. And now to put out that Puerto Ricans are on a floating island of garbage, and Puerto Ricans are Americans. You have no respect for them. Anybody brown, anybody black. I say that because Mehdi Hassan, an acclaimed journalist, analyst, who talks a lot about things that happen in the Middle East, Palestine, those type of things. A lot of the wars, and he's an expert in that matter. Was on CNN with Abby Phillips, and as usual, they have these conversations on CNN. We know that these are the networks that have historically played a huge role when it comes to presidential elections and everything leading up to it. And the man that was on there with him, Ryan, I want to get his name right, Ryan Girdusky. There we go. You already know when I said it, Ryan Girdusky. I'm just not going to call people Ryan Girdusky. Mehdi Hassan was on there, and they were discussing, I believe it was Palestine, and he was saying that Mehdi Hassan was saying that he's a pro-Palestine, and Ryan Girdusky's comment to him during this panel conversation took a left turn, a dangerous one.
Yeah,
let us know how racism is now open Nazi rhetoric. And y'all gotta fight me on this one because I'm not Anna Kasparian. I don't think that mincing my words is a thing. This is Nazi rhetoric that was said to Mehdi Hassan by Ryan Girdusky. Let's take a listen at the exchange. 1 second. As my producer gathers that information, why this is important, I'll give you guys a little bit of background. And since then, CNN has apologized to Mehdi Hassan and its viewers because of Ryan Girdusky's derogatory remarks, implying, and I wanted y'all to see it first, but he implied that Mehdi Hassan was a terrorist. And to me, further, not only was he a terrorist, but that he deserved to be unalived.
Yeah.
So he told Hassan, who's Muslim, that he hoped his beeper doesn't go off. And for some of you guys who don't know, that's like in a reference to Israel's targeting of Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon with exploding pagers. That was last month. And that had the explosions killed, I think, 12 and injured thousands. So from me giving you that as a background, I want you to hear the
so that's disgusting.
The exchange. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, Mehdi Hassan, Mehdi Hassan is on Zateo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but that's a network that he now works on. He was formerly on MSNBC, but he works on Zateo. But let's take a listen.
If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing.
You're
you
called
stop
an
saying
anti-Semite. You've been called an
undermine.
anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. Okay. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
you just say I should die.
You
should not.
No,
I said, you just said I should be killed.
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope you don't.
Let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
She said I'm a big supporter
of the Palestinians.
Hamas.
Guys, let me
stop. Palestinian.
Are you?
Am I what? No, of course I'm not.
I apologize.
Are you a racist, violent person inciting violence against
Ryan? That is completely.
I apologize.
Good job, CNN. Let's have first block say the Muslim guy should be blown up.
I apologize
on TV.
Don't say then I apologize. You literally.
I thought you said Hamas.
You didn't think I said Hamas. I said I support Palestinian rights.
Why? Because when you hear
what's funny is Rudy Giuliani said this yesterday, so you're a great guest to be here to defend Rudy Giuliani.
I wasn't going to entertain nonsense today, and so at this point,
this is what we're in now. This is America in 2024.
Here's what I will say.
Forget the racism.
That's right.
It's I should die.
I didn't say that. You
said
die.
What does beeper mean? Don't give me a fake.
I did not say you should die.
Why did you say with my beeper?
What did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper? What did you mean by the beeper? No, you didn't. You said I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
Ryan, stop talking.
At least have the guts to support your racist comment.
I'm so sorry. Bring it back. This is why yesterday's rally was disgusting.
Don't call us Nazis, but I'm going to threaten the brown guy as a terrorist and kill him.
Because I didn't ever say Donald Trump was Hitler. Man. But do you know who stood on a stage yesterday and said, I want to come to the Nazi rally? I don't have to make up words and call you something. You're saying it for yourself. And what you just said right here, apologize, but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even say it
That's
to
fine.
me.
I didn't say it
That
to
was
you.
disgusting. But I can be offended when you don't even say it to
That's-
me. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I was offended by what he said
Okay.
yesterday. And I'm offended that the former president and potentially future president would allow it and go for 12 hours and not say, I don't care. Because you know what? When Kamala Harris put out statements about switching up opinions, it wasn't good enough for Republicans.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you said it.
Why don't
'Cause
you take this back a little?
No, they continue to go in on it.
They did.
As the video continues, before they went to break, Abby Phillips, who is the host of the CNN panel and this show, in the segment, she stopped it. She apologized to Mehdi, and during the break, they sent Ryan Gadurski off on his way, and they continued on. But people were getting confused online that they kicked out Mehdi as well. Here is the apology by Abby Phillips.
First, I want to apologize to Mehdi. We're back here, and before we get started, I want to just address what happened in the last segment. First, I want to apologize to Mehdi Hassan for what was said at this table. It was completely unacceptable. When we get this discussion started, you'll see that Ryan is not at the table. There is a line that was crossed there, and it's not acceptable to me. It's not acceptable to us at this network. We want discussion. We want people who disagree with each other to talk to each other. But when you cross the line of a complete lack of civility, that is not going to happen here on this show. It's a heated time. We're in the middle of a political season. We are 8 days from a presidential election, but we can have conversation.
Yeah,
we're back here.
So she did. She was saying that we can have conversation without it getting there because there is a difference. She also took to her live for more of. Thank you, David. You're on it. For more of a clarity on where Mehdi went, or if Mehdi was invited back, Ryan was invited back. Here's the clarity.
Hey, I'm sure everyone has seen what happened on the show tonight. I just wanted to address one quick thing. As you may have seen, Ryan was asked to leave the show, and we have put out a statement saying that he's not welcome back on our air. There is a line here on this program, and it was crossed. But I want to be clear as well that we did not ask Mehdi to not come back. In fact, we really wanted him to come back and finish the show. We had a lot to talk to him about. And we really hope that he'll join us again soon. But for those of you who are wondering why he did not come back, I just want to be super clear that that was not in any way because we didn't want him back at all. And I won't speak for him, but I just wanted to make sure that you all knew that that was not what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
And after this, Ryan Gadurski, and I wanted to find his tweet. I can't find it, but Ryan Gadurski went to his Twitter and to double down and say, hey, CNN doesn't want me. Look what CNN is doing. They don't want me to speak. They can't take a joke. That's what he went into. So that's why I said in the beginning that you'll see how they run with this idea of everything being a joke. But Ryan went to his Twitter to say, they can't even take a joke. Here they are. They don't let other people speak X, Y, and Z, trying to do the whataboutisms, the comparisons, to downplay what he said. He also continued, if you've seen that video, I thought he said Hamas. I thought he said Hamas, but they weren't even talking about Hamas at the time. So that lets us know where he was with that. And so, I see this as very dangerous for him to literally look somebody in the face and says, I hope your beeper does not go off, knowing that just a month ago what happened. And so Ryan got more love from the right, from conservatives.
Of course.
And also this panel, and one more clip to grab for me, David, while I do this rant. And that's going to be the clip with Charlemagne and Anderson Cooper.
Thank you.
I was earlier in the week. These panels are important. No matter how much I will criticize. And once again, I'm not afraid to criticize any group that I'm a part of or a channel that I watch or used to watch or don't watch or whatever. I will criticize. Everybody is not above criticism or thinking. And in my home, I may not like the things that you like. You may not like the things that I like. But we got to be careful about how we communicate with each other. But we do need to see, as Abby was saying, and maybe this is the old school journalist in me, what it looks like to have people who might think the opposite side. Even on Olay's show, we respect each other in that panel. We all don't think the same things. We all don't agree with all the things, but you will never hear somebody disrespect another person in that way. And I feel that we have gotten to a place where not only, again, are our doctors, our lawyers taking off their hoods or coming to work with their hoods this time, taking off their, we're not seeing our police officers in their uniform. We're seeing them with their KKK hoods. Donald Trump has created an environment for them to feel healthy in that space. For our representatives who we did not always see what they stood for or what they were about, now taking to their social media to call mass murders of children a conspiracy. This is not from a talking head, Alex Jones on the radio. We're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world, allowing places for people to have these conversations on Facebook or whatever that they created and led. We're talking about Charlie Kirks, who helped fund or helped push out buses and rides to the Capitol for that domestic terrorist attack on January 6th. People have gotten too comfortable. The difference of opinions now are coming with, hey, yo, your difference of opinion and what you stand for will get you killed. Absolutely. This is what Donald Trump is putting out there. Your blackness, your immigration status will get you unalived. Rittenhouse, Kyle Rittenhouse, went out there and shot people because of the standards he stood for was Donald Trump standards. The ideologies he was pushing is because Donald Trump created that atmosphere. He thought it was Black Lives Matter he was going to murder, and that's what he went to go target. He's walking free because the conservatives came to protect him and save him. So many people place him on news networks. Funded him to have his own show or whatever platform. This is how dangerous this is. So when we do have these conversations about networks like CNN and even Fox and all these other people, Fox hardly really does the job, but CNN, who we know was pretty much left-leaning, who always has these type of environments where people have a difference of opinion and they debate and they have these conversations. Do I like to be in those rooms? I don't, but I do like to see and hear what people are thinking. And I like, because I was having this conversation earlier on Olay's show that will come out on Sunday. Dr. Anansi, he actually stated like they're showing themselves to us. They're showing us who they are and what they represent. Donald Trump has allowed them to have to be comfortable in that, to know that if something happens to them, like the January 6ers who got a slap on their wrist, Kyle Rittenhouse, who was out there, who was outside walking and talking and being free, and this man who probably will get a book deal after this moment. It pays. It pays to grift. It pays to go hard in the paint and say things that they know can possibly happen to a marginalized person, because we're standing on the other side of things, which is the right side of things. Y'all can't tell me that's not dripping in white ideology in America. And I say that to say, Charlemagne from The Breakfast Club, whom I revere, especially being a journalist. When I lived in New York, I saw him I met him one time in the street, such a beautiful moment. That's when he was up and coming as well. And, but was still big on the radio. Breakfast Club was actually doing numbers at that time, real big numbers early on. Charlemagne has always been somebody that we've loved, worked alongside Wendy historically. I remember the first time, I think in 2018, when Kamala Harris was running, he was actually pushing her. He was on her team. And had an interview with her where the first time, if anybody want to look for that interview, where that's where I actually went back to go look a few months ago, and she actually said she was black, she was born black, and she gonna die black. That came out of Kamala Harris's mouth. I say all that to say, he criticized CNN, rightfully so, but he criticized CNN and said, hey, you guys are always talking about, the frivolous things when it comes to Donald Trump, when you're not focused on him being a fascist. I've never heard Charlemagne even speak in that manner, but he got on with Anderson Cooper and checked him about it. And I have my thoughts on that, and we'll go with it. But I want you guys to listen with this exchange with Anderson Cooper and Charlemagne.
Apparently Trump's is going to tape a thing with Joe Rogan. Do you think she should do that?
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation. I don't know why we're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. Aren't we supposed to be a patriotic country? Whenever somebody like Colin Kaepernick takes a knee in this country, everybody talks about, oh, that's so unpatriotic. But a guy can say he wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election and nobody cares. Like even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan. Anderson, who gives a damn?
Well, I mean, I think you give him who's elected president, and I'm asking
that
you.
president is a fascist. That's talking about putting people in camps. That's talking about, once again, terminating the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. That's talking about, jailing his political opponents. Like, that rhetoric doesn't scare people.
We talk about this every single. This is what
I don't think
I've been
y'all
talking about
this
this every night.
I don't think y'all have enough conversations about it. I feel like I heard more on this network about is Kamala Harris black than I do about Donald Trump being a fascist.
Well,
am I wrong, Angela?
Honestly, that's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like that.
That's no,
Go
that
ahead,
is
Anderson.
that. No, I'm not. Look, I'm a huge fan of yours. Okay, but to say that we're sitting around discussing is Kamala Harris black, like
I've seen that. I've seen those
that's
roundtable
definitely
discussions a lot. Now
That's
that's
true.
bullshit, Anderson. For you to say that y'all don't have those conversations.
I've never asked somebody is.
Oh, I'm not saying
Kamala
you.
Harris
I said the
Not you.
network.
He said the network.
I don't think anyone on. I don't think any anchor on this network has been going around saying, "Is she black?"
Y'all have never
It's
had
definitely. It's definitely
we have had.
been-
Look, I'm sure we have had, nutty people or people who have strongly held beliefs who I may disagree with, who somewhere on some panel have said something, but I will just
But
speak up for what I do on the show. I do believe it's important to get people different viewpoints as long as they're willing to have a legitimate conversation. What I don't like are surrogates who come out and just spout talking points that they don't even believe, and those are people I try to eliminate from having ever on the air again.
I think no network has honest conversations about Donald Trump. Nobody's had honest conversations about
Neither
Donald
does
Trump since 2016.
the Breakfast Club.
Last night they were talking about
Neither does Breakfast Club
between Donald Trump and the vice president. But it's always a double standard with Trump, whether it's with Hillary, whether it's against Biden, now with Kamala. We talk about him being a threat to democracy, but we don't treat him like one.
I mean, I don't know what you've been watching, but I don't know of any Trump supporters out there or people who like him who are tuning in to me every night to try to get, to be validated in their opinions. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I disagree.
I don't think it's about validating. What you mean, validating the Trump?
Well, you're saying that we're not, that I guess you're saying I'm not discussing all the things he is saying and doing and pointing it out and talking to, what John Kelly, I mean, this is going to go.
Okay. So that's part one. I'll say this. Like I said, love the, conversation. And I do think that we do have to check ourselves. I mean, y'all know over here what it's going to be when y'all get on this channel, but that mainstream news channel, CNN, they are going to have naturally both views on it.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club, who is not necessarily a political platform, but a lot of Black people who don't want to go anywhere else for any news, they'll go there because the Breakfast Club will bring political figures onto the platform because they know it's big enough to have those conversations. Charlemagne is the same one that brought Candace Owens on and said nothing as she began to speak of that ill-mannered things about Kamala Harris and other Black issues. The only thing I think that they let her talk about for real was Palestine. Candace Owens said lies at the Breakfast Club. We talked about here on the show how just last month, Dr. Umar was on there talking about who he's not going to vote for. He's not voting for any of them, but he said Donald Trump definitely is a white supremacist, all the things, can't vote for him. Had him on the show, but knows how Dr. Umar moves. Dr. Umar literally out in the streets just a week later or two later saying that Donald Trump won the election and he deserves and he's probably should win this next election. Charlamagne let that man spew them things out and was like, podcast response. Right. Never thought about it from there. With Candace Owens, it was like, you know what? That's why I love to hear it from a different perspective. Never checked them. I never heard him say anything about, so you support Trump, but Trump is never, none of that. So while you're sitting here on this platform and it sounds good for people who are first time seeing Charlamagne or whatever, a lot of people were saying, oh, Charlamagne, this is amazing. Like, oh, Charlamagne saying something right. Charlamagne, yeah, I don't like the messenger type of, no, it ain't even that. Charlamagne is giving the great message. Yeah, but he's a hypocrite. He don't do that on his own show. When he had Olay on there with Mayor Eric Adams, Charlamagne was allowing Eric Adams to say lies, essentially, and did not challenge him enough, and even allowed him to overspeak Olay, who was there to debunk a lot of the things that Mayor Eric Adams was saying. And just a few months down the line, a lot of Olay was saying was right. So I had to call a thing here. Even if you have the other party or the other side, if you want to call a thing, Charlamagne, you should have been doing so on your own platform to people instead of focusing on not liking trans people with your other hosts. Okay? And what do you have to say about it, Bubba?
No, I'm glad he said what he said, but you're absolutely right, though. He did play that part. Even I think there were comments that he made about comment on the show about the transgender rights and stuff. Child, what they playing on the Donald Trump ads now, because Donald Trump clips everything and puts it in the ad. So that what he said on that ad. So it's almost like he's trying to be that bipartisan person, but it's just like, come on, practice what you preach on your own show. And then, Rebecca, I don't know if you heard this as well, too, but what are your thoughts on the different news networks now choosing not to back a candidate? Have you heard about that?
And the Griot came out and supported Kamala immediately. They
really?
Had put out, we are endorsing. I've never seen that happen before. And I was wondering why they did that.
Yeah.
And the Griot said, we are endorsing, I believe it was the Griot. We are endorsing Kamala Harris. To make it clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why are they saying they I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
But I thought it was always something that was assumed. I never really seen them come out and endorse. I never, like CNN won't do that because that's old school journalism.
Mm-hmm.
We know where they're leaning, but they're not going to come out and say it because that's just how it works. Yeah, it was like
newspapers. Yeah,
saying it was Washington Post and LA Times.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also in the journalism branch. That's just the written journalism part. You have broadcast, and then you have the written journalism. And they're and like you say, but it is newspaper wise, and they are both owned by billionaires. One by Jeff Bezos, Washington Post. Even the networks. These people are like our own. There was one, what was it? The Black News Channel.
Mm-hmm.
MU was supposed to purchase that and utilize that years and years ago. But I think the person that owned Fox, if I'm not really purchased it or something like that, but they own these channels and they're going to tell you, okay, we can lean this way, but we're never going to outright say this because whoever owns it can run it how they want to. I'm not going to say the person that owns it may not like Kamala or may not like Donald Trump. So we
Right.
can lean this way, but we're never going to endorse. And the Griot came out. I want to say the Griot, but the Griot came out, or it was Glavity, one of the two. And they were like, oh, no, we clearly are endorsing Kamala Harris. Had a little commercial on the internet for it and everything. But you mentioned that in Donald Trump's, while Charlemagne was sitting there with Anderson Cooper and saying all of that about him and all the, but you in a Donald Trump commercial because that's how much they respected your verbiage.
And they did nothing to take it down or get it banned, as several other people have done.
So let's be careful here. Let's be careful here with that. So I just wanted to definitely bring that all of that out because it's becoming we're out of line these days in the space of conversation. I've seen people I love will like people's post about not voting and then turn around and do a whole voting skit on the internet. Y'all, we got to do better.
Yeah,
we got to do better. But listen, the election is on Tuesday.
Ooh, Chalet.
Tuesday, November 5th. I need y'all to go out and vote. I need you guys to go out and vote. I want to end it on a lighter note. I'm gonna put go ahead, Bubba.
I was about to say I got something for you to show. I want to show the people the Halloween costume for the
if you guys haven't seen, Bubba has been out and while I get this clip ready, Bubba, show them what she was looking like for your early Halloween celebration.
Yeah, that's how y'all getting. Let me see, David. I sent it to you earlier. Is my phone is ringing? Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
It's been ringing all day. You can't put that on.
I know, man, and it's on silent. That's the bad part. I'm like, God dang. Okay, here we go. David, I'm sending it now. Q, tell everybody he said, hey. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I just dropped it.
Did y'all take a look? Wait, it has music on it? Please, y'all. If it's music I can't play on the internet, they gonna
It's the theme song. So yeah, just mute it, David.
Look, me music.
There you go, Becca.
I don't know if that's a lyric.
Me neither. That's all I know.
Look at him. It's the hair for me. And then I looked down at the shoes. I said, not the grandma 22.
Child, I had to because these
it looked good. You said, oh, not the wig came out. I didn't get that full video on the TikTok.
It was a couple of them I had. So the other one I did was with Friday. So it was like, damn.
No, you look great. You look great. You really did that outfit. You did it to the core.
Oh, God.
And you actually look great in the dress, to be honest.
Well, thank you. It felt right.
No, you look great in the dress.
Everybody's asking about this fur coat, and everybody's asking who did my makeup because I probably look like my mama.
Your mom did it?
No, I did it myself. Hold on, let me see if y'all can see it. No, okay. Is that what they do? Look, Rebecca, is that what they do?
Right, look. Welcome back to my channel. If I do like this. Pull it back a little bit, baby. Pull it back. Let it focus. Can you move it over your face, please? You know, move it over your face. It's focused. There we go. There we go. Baby, I could have got you right. I could have gave you a round. I could have given you a crease.
Oh, God.
I could have got you right. But Jesus. It gave Cruella, though. You did it again. Cruella de Vil. You gave Cruella de Vil.
It was fun, though. I enjoyed the crap out of that. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, man.
Did you do your vote to the polls DJ gig yet?
No, it's actually on Tuesday. I'll be there on Tuesday. Yeah. At first,
the election day.
They had messed up some stuff and couldn't find me in the system, but they got everything situated, so I'm good to go.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. Before we do this, David, go into our text messages and pull up the the thing I just played. I wanted you to play because it's men with mics out here every day, and they talk about women in the most terrible way. And there are women with mics who are doing the same thing, and I don't support any side of them. I don't support nan one of them. However, the way this man, because it's always about relationships. For some reason, millennials, and I want to say a couple of exes, millennials are so focused on relationships, and I want us to be free from that, because you'll find your person when you're supposed to. But I know everybody's a little bit hurt, but everybody has a list, right? And this man was saying that he comes to the table with being 6'4" and financially stable. And the way this woman read him, like, baby, that does not make you top tier. Because men really walk around in bigger cities like Atlanta and believe that I can get any woman I want because I'm 6'4" and financially stable. Women believe the similar in that way too, in their looks, and they can get any man they want, and they can't come with anything else. And that's our problem. That's why we're not meshing. Because we're not looking for actual things that matter. And let's take a listen to how this went down, baby, because I loved it.
Men, and that is the truth.
Do you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4". Only about 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that. If you add that on, so just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
She doesn't know anybody in her circle that desires a 6'4" man still wearing braids. Listen, she had to go. He didn't understand. He said that was womanese talk. So let me take it down a notch for you then. These people, again, these men be on the mic. These women be on the mic. And they be on here literally like, I don't want no man if he got a job. If a man got a job, I don't want him. Because I come to the table with all that ass, all this, no. A top tier woman there's quality. I mean, we all have but nothing is lasting. There is no woman that's going to want a man just because he's 6'4". I've dated 6'4", 6'7". I've dated basketball players. I've dated, right? So good, but it didn't do nothing for me. You could be fine. Some of them had a little bit of ugly because you got to have a little bit ugly in there. Right? You can have all of that, but it's not going to be good if you guys aren't really meshing or connecting in other ways. How are you pouring into this man and how are you pouring into this woman? That's actually the things that matter. And if we learn that, I think we will all figure this thing called relationships out. I wish relationships that are and good and promising for everybody watching this right now. I wish all that lovey-dovey stuff, if that's what you prefer. I wish strength. I wish communication. I wish learning. I wish choosing you even when you're hard or even when I wish all of those good things for y'all moving forward.
Thank you.
Top tier. You're top tier and you deserve top tier. And it shouldn't be only the height of somebody or the financial situation of somebody, even though that's real cute, but it shouldn't be only solely that. Now we're at the end of the show, y'all. I think we did a great show. I think I put together a great show. What y'all think?
Amen.
I feel like I came here, didn't know what was going to happen, but I had an idea and we did it. Did we not do it? We got it. We did what we had to do. Okay. We did what we had to do with the team. Couldn't do this without the team, but we haven't seen you in a minute, so I'm happy that you're here with us.
Yay, me too.
And our producer, David, I love you so much. I'm glad that I know that you're healing right now, and you took time to literally come out on a whim when I was like, this is the day we're going to have to do it. Ben isn't here right now, and that's because his computer is having some issues. But once he gets that back up and running, he will be back up with us. Now, if you guys, if you can, and if you love what you have watched, if you loved it, please continue to help us grow, because we growing. We're growing. We are a growing channel. We are a growing show, even though we've been here for a long time. We need the funding, and we can only do that with your help. Patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not. Your girl is now monetized on YouTube, so you guys can send a super chat. But to get it to me quicker, Becca's Voice on Cash App. Head over to Venmo and DJ X3C for our best DJ in the land. PayPal DJ XX exclusive at gmail.com. Please, if you can, look, please, for our producer. He is without any income right now as he is healing. Please head over to his Cash App, DKG87. And y'all already know I hold it down. I'm the one that funds this that we are on right now. And this is my only form of income, and that's YouTube. And I don't make much off of it. So if you can, head over to my Cash App, Becca's Voice. Becca's Voice. Bless us all on today. I love you guys so much. I mean it. I don't care if it's $1, 50 cents, whatever you can. Send the message. Send the message so that we can read them on air. I have a couple right now that I'm just going to read real quick. I don't even know all of them. And,
you want me to get you?
Let me see.
So we got Jesus Saves and Creflo Withdrawals. Thank you for your that says Becca. Sue Life says, don't forget to like and sub. Sue Life also sent another awesome sticker. Omega Star $49.99 super chat. Thank you for keeping faith and hope alive in these last few days. We can do this. Let's see. AK sent a super sticker as well. And Tumbosun Oyinga.
Tumbosun Oyenuga.
See, that's all I was gonna say for you. I was hoping you was gonna read it. Thank you. She got the do know button back.
Look,
say his name again.
Yeah, I got the don't know button back, the donation button back now. Thank you guys so much for your support thus far. Please, again, we're not here. We're not no begging people. We want your support just like you support every other channel, every other page. We are not just some little channel. This is a channel, and we do the work, and we will really, really, really could use your support to help us continue to move forward. And last but not least, there was something else I wanted to touch on. That was pretty much it, y'all. It is Wednesday. I want you guys to enjoy your hump day. I'm going to be on Leftist Mafia in just about 2 hours here, because y'all know I ain't going on at 8:30 exactly.
Oh, I'm about to say, is it that late that y'all be on?
Oh, it's late. It's late. It's at 8:30. But I'll be there at around 9 p.m. So please head over there as well. I'll be streaming live from my channel. I did some content earlier with Olay, did the show, and now we're going to be on Leftist Mafia. So slide with your girl, like, share, and subscribe. All right. Make sure you're here. I'm not sure if I'll be here exactly on Saturday. We may do an extra show before Saturday. And I'm saying that because on Saturday, I may be going to the rally. Kamala Harris is going to be back in town. Bubba, she's going to be back in town. So if you want to head over there, it's going to be on your side of town.
I'll be DJing, of course.
Okay. All right.
I will.
So she's going to be back in town.
And this will be like the third or fourth rally I've missed that I've been invited to. So.
Me too. Okay. I missed the last one because I had to do some extra work.
Yeah,
I make $1 to pay a bill. So hopefully I can definitely make sure to sorry, Leftist Mafia is on tonight because we're not going to be hosting tonight. People who are parents got children, and it's going to be Halloween. They want to take their kids out. So we'll see it all. Leftist Mafia tonight. For those who didn't know, I forgot today is Wednesday. Yeah, Leftist Mafia is tonight. We would be on Thursday nights. Also, somebody in the comment section said my jacket, which is my windbreaker from workout, because I've been working so much I didn't even get a chance to change from working out earlier when it was cool. Said my windbreaker was giving Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Travel around the world and back again.
Hey, so we travel from the bottom of the again.
And a confidence.
I can't get up there, girl. That's all you.
I don't know the whole thing, but all right, y'all. I love you. I mean it. Thank you for your support. We'll see you
Love
sometime
y'all,
this
mean
week
it.
or possibly Saturday morning, depending on how we go. Just stay tuned. I love you guys. See you. Here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life ish. I live in life.